In this video, I'm going to show you how to create highly effective meta video ads using nothing but AI. I'm going to walk you through the exact process so that you can produce amazing looking ads, even if you know nothing about videography or video editing. By the time you finish watching this video, you'll be able to quickly and easily produce stuff just like this.
If you're running meta ads, but your results just aren't where they should be, you've got to check out Ben Heath's mentorship.
So actually two different applications for what I'm about to demonstrate, or two different recommended ways of using it. Firstly, if you've ever had a high performing Facebook or Instagram video ad before, then I'd recommend starting using AI to create variations and iterations of that. They're highly likely to succeed. That's kind of low-hanging fruit. Eventually, though, you will need to create brand new stuff, or you may be in the second scenario anyway, in which you've not had high-performing Facebook and Instagram video ads and you want to produce them, in which case you're going to want to use AI not just to produce the high-quality ad created for you that I'm going to demonstrate, but also come up with ad ideas and scripts, which I'll demonstrate later on in the video. For now, I want to start by showing you the tool that you can use to produce high-quality ad creative quickly and easily. This is really exciting for advertisers, going to save a lot of time and help a lot of us get better results too. So the tool I'm going to be using to create these video ads is called ArcAds AI, and let me show you what it can do. So I'm here in my ArcAds account. I'm going to go ahead and click on New Project. That'll bring up a page that looks like this. Now the first thing we need to decide is what type of video ad we want to create, okay? So you can see the default down here is talking actors. If I select this, you can see there are a number of different options. And the ad I'm going to create here for demonstration purposes is a UGC style ad, user generated content style ad, and talking actors is perfect for that. I'm going to use that option because that's an ad format that's working really well right now across lots of different businesses, lots of different niches, but I did want to highlight that there are alternative options. So for example, they've got an unboxing POV in beta. For certain businesses, that might be perfect. Or we could go ahead and select videos, for example, and use Sora to create other styles of video ads. Like I said, to demonstrate in this video, I'm going to go ahead and use talking actors. This is the thing that really made ArcAds famous and it can work really well, and we know how powerful UGC ads can be. I'm going to go ahead and change that audio-driven even back to ArcAds 1.0, which will do us really well for what we're looking to create here. But just know there are other options. This is being improved all the time. By the time you get to using ArcAds, it'll be at least as good as what I'm showing you here, if not better. Like I said, very exciting for us Facebook and Instagram advertisers. So we've got that initial selection sorted. Then we need to go ahead and add our script into here. Now we have two options for adding in a script. We've got the default, which is text to speech. So just type out or copy and paste in the script that you've got for your ad in there. Or you can go ahead and select speech to speech, where you can literally talk your script to it. And there are some reasons why you might want to do that. I'll talk about those in a second. For demonstration purposes in this video, though, I'm going to use text to speech because I think that's what most advertisers are going to do. So I have prepared a short script for a relatively short UGC style video ad for my Facebook ads mentorship program. So we'll use that for demonstration purposes, and I'm going to go ahead and paste that in here. So I'm just going to very quickly run through this, and then we're going to do some other stuff to it so you've got the context and you understand it, right? So the script we've got here is, if you're running meta ads but your results just aren't where they should be, you've got to check out Ben Heath's mentorship. It's getting amazing feedback from marketers and business owners. You get access to exclusive training, unlimited one-to-one support, and daily live calls with Ben and his team. They manage tens of millions in ad spend, so you're learning directly from people who actually do this every day. If you're serious about improving your meta ads, book a call on their site. It could honestly be a total game changer. So what you might have noticed about this script is that it makes sense given where it's coming from. Right? So it's UGC style. It's not written as if it's going to be delivered by me or someone in my company. It's someone external, which is what UGC is. But it's also not coming from someone who is claiming to have been through my mentorship program, which, given it's going to be an AI actor that is reading this, that also makes sense. It would almost be like creating a fake testimonial if we added a script in here and then got an AI actor to say, oh, I went through the mentorship program and it was absolutely fantastic and I got great results. No, instead we're talking about it's getting amazing feedback from marketers and business owners. We're using like industry hype. And I think that's an important thing I wanted to quickly mention that I do see advertisers do wrong when it comes to using AI to produce UGC ads, is they go over the line, in my opinion, and they sort of effectively end up creating fake testimonials. You don't want to do that. You don't need to do that. A script like that, written in that way, that makes a lot of sense, that only makes truthful claims, like we have had amazing feedback, we do manage the money, etc., etc. This can work really well anyway. So you don't need to go and sort of do things that might be seen as a little bit dodgy from certain people. Now what we want to do once we've added in the script itself is click this button here, which is Add Speech Emotion, and this will be done for you automatically. And you can see here that what Arcads has worked out is the emotion to apply to the AI actor, in this case for each line or sentences, etc. So excited for that opening line. That makes total sense. Like if you're running meta ads, have you heard about Ben Heath's mentorship? Like that's exactly what we want. Enthusiastic, yeah, totally. Curious, they manage tens of million ad spend, so you're learning directly from people who actually do this every day. And then firmly with the call to action. If you're serious about improving meta ads, book a call on their site. Excited, it could honestly be a total game changer. So I quite like all of those. Like I think that totally makes sense. We could look to delete them out if you're like, you know what, I'm not sure curious is right. You could look to add in, we could go, let's come back and put excited in here. So you can play around with this depending on how you want to get the tone of the ad in there. I'm just going to delete that out and leave that one as is. So just a really nice little feature that you need to be aware of and you can have a play around with so that you get the feel of what an AI actor is about to produce for us that fits your brand and fits how you want to advertise. And you can always give this a go and then produce a video ad, and if you think, that's not quite right there, you can come back in and make modifications. But yeah, a really cool little feature that you should be aware of. And this emotion element is why you might want to consider using the alternative for adding your script in, which is speech to speech, because if you talk your script to it, then you can put in that tonality and add that emotion in yourself. Some people are going to be good at doing that, some people won't. So I think most people are going to stick to text to speech as I've done here, but just know that is an option, and that's why you might want to use the speech to speech variation. So we've got our script added in, we've got the emotion added in, we've got our settings, and now we need to go ahead and click add actors. And you can see here that there are lots of defaults. It's sorted by most popular. We can go ahead and select different people. We can then look to narrow it down if we want to help find the right avatars effectively. So do we want female, do we want male, how old do we want them to be, adult, young adult, senior, etc. We can talk about the different situations, like where are they? And this is going to be very, very business specific of what makes sense. Like if you're selling a skincare type thing, maybe the bathroom makes a load of sense. If you're selling home related product, maybe you want to be in the kitchen if it's to do with the kitchen. There's going to be all sorts of things that you can have a think about. Would that be good for my business? Would that help grab attention? Would that fit the products and services that I'm talking about? You can see here we've got accessories, right? So if you want to try and sell bags, then you might want to select that option. We can do different emotions. So do you want your brand to be conveyed by someone that's really quite calm, maybe a bit more subdued, or really enthusiastic, or frustrated even, depending on your angle of how it is you're looking to sell what you sell. And we've also got various skin tones. And it's a few important points here when it comes to selecting these AI actors. And the first is that a general marketing rule is that people buy from people that look and sound like them. So you often want to try and match your ideal prospects, your ideal customers with the look, sound, age, gender, etc., location even of the AI actors. But also, and this is one of the best use cases for using AI for UGC, is that you might have lots of different people within your target audience. So you might have some old people, some young people, people of different ages. You could have people of different professions. So obviously this person here is designed to be set up demonstrating like an older doctor. So you might be like, okay, great, we could create lots of different UGC ads, one that really hits this group of people and this one that hits really this group of people within our target market. And it's just going to speak to them more if they see someone talking about a product or service that look and sounds like them, right? And the reason why people do that is very simply because if you are looking at someone that looks and sounds like you and they're saying this worked well, this is a great product, you are more likely to believe that it will work for you as well. That's that mechanism and why that works, right? So if we just hover over, we can see they sort of give a little demonstration of how this might look, obviously before we've applied our script and things like that. So let's give an example of that.
Welcome to Arcads. I'm one of the natural AI actors you can use for your ads. Create a script you think...
So you can see like super natural looking, basically looks like a real person, which is exactly what we're looking for here. And you can go through the various options and we've got different settings and all sorts, right? So once you're in here, you want to spend a bit of time, have a little bit of play, go through the various options and see which ones you like. You can always obviously come back and use more different AI actors later. There are other, I think, really good touches. You can tell that Arcads has been, the clue is in the name, has been built with ads in mind. So like this one, for example, Victoria, having the dog on the lap, that we know is going to help grab attention. Like imagine that being in a Facebook ad, Instagram ad, as someone's scrolling, that's way more likely to grab their attention, having this sort of sleepy dog being stroked on a lap. Even if it's not related, you know, not selling anything dog related, that's going to help grab attention. That's a nice touch with a UGC ad that has just been sort of thought about from an ad standpoint, which I really appreciate. So I'm going to go ahead and grab, you can have multiple selections. I'm going to grab Victoria. I like Lauren. Like Winston, for example, wouldn't make a huge amount of sense for, I mean, we do actually, to be fair, we do have doctors in my mentorship program. People have like medical practices. So I suppose we could select Winston, but I think like Charles is a more obvious example given the setting. And we can just go through and we could collect a whole bunch of these and go ahead and produce them. And like I said, give us a full array of like UGC avatars. I've used Helen in the past. I think that's she's a good option as well. So let's just go ahead with those 4 for now. So we can go ahead and click add actors. And then what we can do is we can listen through to like an audio preview. So let's go ahead and do that with Lauren with our script now, as opposed to like the default that they had before. So let's give this a listen.
If you're running meta ads, but your results just aren't where they should be, you've got to check out Ben Heath's mentorship. It's getting amazing feedback from marketers and business owners. You get access to exclusive training, unlimited one-to-one support, and daily live calls with Ben and his team. They manage tens of millions in ad spend, so you're learning directly from people who actually do this every day. If you're serious about improving your meta ads, book a call on their site. It could honestly be a total game changer.
Great, so I really like that. Obviously you want to check through and make sure that it sounds good, but also like the emotion felt right there. You know, this doesn't need to be over the top with my brand, but it felt confident in what was being said, assertive, like all the things we're looking for. There's some excitement in there. But you do have quite a lot of control here and you can adjust various things. So for example, we could have that AI actor, the visual, but we could change the voice. So we've got Lauren default, right? But we could go with some of the other options here that are recommended, right? And you can see that there's different emotions to go with them depending on what it is that we were looking to sell. So, okay, we could go, for example, if I go ahead and click on this.
Welcome to ArcAds. I'm one of the natural AI actors you can use for your ads.
So still an option that ArcAds feels fits with the visual of that AI actor, but a different voice. If we were like, I really like the look of this person, but the voice isn't quite right, just know that there are various options. I'm going to go ahead and select use default voice there. So that's one option you can change. You can also, with this voice, change various elements. So we could change the speed. We could be like, it's a little bit slow, a little bit fast. If anything, the one I just listened to, I might say was a touch slow. So I might want to up that slightly, but not a big deal. Stability and similarity are interesting. So you can see stability here controls voice consistency. So do you want there to be like steady voice throughout, or do you want there to be more sort of fluctuations, which can be a little bit more engaging? That's going to be totally up to your brand and how you feel it is. And then we've also got similarities, right? So how much of the tone do you want to be similar between the different segments, or do you want there to be bigger variation? Again, maybe try and capture attention. So there's a trade-off with these two between more attention holding with like more variance versus potentially just feeling a bit calmer and a bit more grounded with the other ones. And then we've also got style exaggeration. So how much do you want to enhance those emotions and the expressive elements? Do you want it to be like really quite big and over the top? That's not really my brand. Ads tend to be on the calmer side of things in that sense.
Facebook ads just don't work.
But we could, you know, really look to go and whack that up and make that more extreme, which for some brands is absolutely perfect. So lots of different options that you can play around with the settings, and you can go through each one and change various things. Once you're happy with the audio as it sounds and you've selected your AI actors, you can then go ahead and click this, and then ArcAds will pop up this window with a few sense check things. So, you know, avoid certain types of content, avoid typos, make sure that proper punctuation is being used, because that can impact like the tonality and the speech and whether or not things make sense. You can see credit consumption. So we need 4 credits because we've got 4 different UGC videos. That's kind of how the system works. So we're going to go ahead and click generate video, and that's going to take, you know, a couple of minutes maybe to generate these videos, and once they're ready, we can then go through and check them out. And actually, before I recorded this video, I did a practice run through to make sure I could show all the Arcads features that I wanted to and demonstrate it properly. I do that before all my videos. But what that means is I've actually created all 4 of these videos already with the script that we're talking about. So let's go and have a look at what Arcads has been able to create for us, right? So let's click in here, and I want to mix it up, so I'm going to use a different video as opposed to what we used previously. And let's go ahead and give this a watch.
If you're running meta ads, but your results just aren't where they should be, you've got to check out Ben Heath's mentorship. It's getting amazing feedback from marketers and business owners. You get access to exclusive training, unlimited one-to-one support, and daily live calls with Ben and his team. They manage tens of millions in ad spend, so you're learning directly from people who actually do this every day. If you're serious about improving your meta ads, book a call on their site. It could honestly be a total game changer.
How crazy is that? I mean, that is nuts. That is so realistic from the mouth movement. Like, you've got to really pay very close attention to realize that it's AI. A lot of people will not. I suppose the majority of people this is put in front of will not. It's got the tonality right. We've talked about all the various options you can use. And what I really like as well, what I think is crazy, is the very human-like elements where certain parts of that script were given extra emphasis. Not necessarily that we told it to, which you can do in the script, but was just picked up on automatically and added in. So let me give you an example. So see where she says these guys spend tens of millions, which is obviously an important thing that we really want to emphasize because it's a credibility indicator for our business. But if I can find that in the where it is.
And his team, these guys manage tens of millions in ad spend.
You see that, like a little, like tens of millions, like eyebrows went up, a little emphasis in the voice, which is exactly what we would want to see. And then we've got another example here right at the end where she says like game changer, and it's just what you would want from a real person. It's what I would want if I had hired a real person to create a UGC ad. I'd be like, put extra emphasis on these parts, please. These are the really important parts. It's just picked up on automatically, which is nuts. Like, watch this last part.
Moving your meta ads, book a call on their site. It could be a total game changer.
So I mean, book a call on their site, it could be a total game changer. That game changer is really emphasized. So this is crazy. This is a game changer for Facebook and Instagram advertisers to be able to produce UGC style ads like that, to be able to produce loads of them really quickly and easily. What would have taken months of work previously we've done it. Like, I know what it takes. We've done it for years to be able to contact all those different creators or reach out to previous customers and try and get them to produce stuff. It's not going to look as good 90+% of the time, so a lot of it you won't be able to use. There's so much communication and back and forth and creators wanting to know what they get for it and be paid and all that sort of stuff, and just being able to do this really quickly and easily with Arcads is just nuts. Such good news for Facebook and Instagram advertisers. Now, I would say this video is good to go, but if we wanted to, we could go ahead and download it, and we could add in like text overlay, we could add in B-roll. Let's say we wanted some B-roll of me on a live call with people in my mentorship program to demonstrate that element, for example. We probably wouldn't with a UGC style ad, because that would kind of take away from the UGC element of it being quite natural and not as produced. But with Arcads, you can create other different types of video ads that we already talked about earlier, so you might want to add that sort of stuff in. Just know that that's obviously an option that you can use. So unsurprisingly, I would strongly recommend you give Arcads AI a go. There is a link in the video description. Could not recommend them more highly. A complete game changer for us advertisers. And the other thing to quickly mention is that I've used an ad for my mentorship program as an example, because we run ads for my mentorship program all the time. It makes sense. By the way, if you are interested in my mentorship program, there is a link in the video description as well, so you can check that out, book a free call with us to find out more. But actually, there are lots of other businesses type where this type of ad, this UGC style ad, AI generated, is even more beneficial than something like my mentorship program. Think of all the e-commerce brands that always want more UGC style ads. It's such a high performing ad type for those businesses. And like I said before, so much work, months of liaising and back and forth to get stuff that you might be able to do in minutes now, which is just absolutely crazy. Or the local businesses that can use something like this, talk about their restaurant or their cafe or their gym or whatever it is you're advertising. UGC spans so many different niches. It can work really well. And of course, there are other video ad styles that you could make with Arcads. So yeah, very exciting times for us Facebook and Instagram advertisers. So as you've just seen, you can use Arcads to produce really high quality Facebook and Instagram video ads that are likely to help improve your Facebook and Instagram ad results. Once you've got a video ad creative idea and a script, which leads to the obvious question of how do I produce the ideas, how do I get the scripts, which you can absolutely use AI to do. And it's not as simple as just using ChatGPT or something similar to just say, please write scripts for me. There's a number of issues around just using that very basic tactic. I've got a much more sophisticated way, which works much better, produces better ideas and produces better video scripts that I demonstrate in detail in this video here. This really is the logical next step to what I've just shown you. So you can not only use AI to produce really high quality creative, but also create ideas and scripts so you never run out and can dominate your Facebook ads market.